Hello Brawlers, Ace here with a jungle invasion tutorial. Let's get right into it. So, invading the jungle means you as the jungler go into the enemy's side jungle across the river and you steal some of their camps. This has some great advantages. First, it gets you extra XP that could be denied by the enemy, and you also deny the enemy their caps, which means they get less XP, they get less gold. This is a great strategy to do, but it works better on some heroes than others. Some of the best heroes you can invade with is Chimera, Boris, Aurora, Grux, Rampage, or Yin. And what these heroes all have common is a few things. First, they have really good clear, meaning they can clear their jungle very fast. Some of them have very good movement capabilities, such as Aurora, who can jump over walls, and Yin that can do the same thing. And some of them have great healing, so that after you clear your camps, you're still at full health or mostly full health. If your hero isn't particularly good at jungling, you can help them out a bit by using the Farmer minor perk. This will do a little bit of extra damage to the minions, improving your clear, and it might make your hero more viable for invading. You should test it out on a hero by hero basis. So let's start with the default jungle invasion path. Usually what you want to do at the start of the match, at around the 43 to 45 second mark, is ward your blue side. This will let you know if the enemy jungler is doing the same thing in invading you. Once you do that, you want to either go back to base, switch to the sentry ward, or stick with the regular stealth ward if you're not confident in your teammates' warding abilities. And then get to your red camp. You should get there just in time. You then want to start fighting your red camp, smite them when they are low health, and then run straight as fast as you can to the enemy's blue camp. It should be just across the river. On your way, if you have the sentry ward, you can use that to see if you've been spotted or not, but it's not required. Once the enemy blue camp is dead, you've successfully invaded. At this point, you can either go on to their 3 camp or invade or gank on whichever side is closest to you, though at this point the invasion is considered successful. If you don't know what your wards and vision items do, the regular ward will place in a small area some vision where it will trigger a sound effect and it'll show them on the minimap if the enemy stepped inside of their range. You should always be using this. They're free and they recharge over time, so use them whenever you can. Place them in chokeholds and you'll be good to go. The other ward, the sentry ward, allows you to scan for 10 seconds around yourself to see and find enemy wards that they've placed. You can then kill those wards if you want to. It takes 3 hits. Use them as the jungler if your team is capable of warding for themselves. Sometimes when I know my team isn't that good, I don't use the sentry ward and I just stick with regular wards and I help my team ward objectives and choke points. Your hunt dagger in the bottom right has charges that'll get more over time. You can have up to 2 charges at a time. And essentially what it does, at the start of the game, it'll do 500 damage to any minion in the jungle or in the lanes. You can see a little red arrow above the minion's head to see at which point your hunt will execute them. Later on in the game, your hunt will evolve and become more powerful, and it will do 1000 damage. Though this guide only looks at the beginning of the first few minutes of a match. So great, now you know the basics of invading. But I've got a little tip for you here that I'll show in the background. I do it once in just a bot game to show you how it works, and then I'll do it in a live game with Chimera to show you how I was able to successfully invade and gank and get a great starting lead on my opponent. So essentially, you do the regular invasion route, you ward your blue side, you start on your red buff, but after you smite your red buff, you want to immediately run to your 2 camp, kill the small minion, and then run and start invading in the enemy side. Go to their blue side, use your sentry ward if you have it, kill their blue minion, and then immediately go to their 3 camp. With this route, and by killing that small minion at the beginning, once you kill their 3 camp, you'll be level 3 exactly. which means you can invade on that side having all 3 of your abilities active. If you're fast enough, you should get there with mostly full health and be able to go against a level 2 or an under-leveled opponent. This will give you a huge advantage with this gank, especially on heroes like Chimera and Boris. So here's the live game of me playing Chimera. This is against real people, and I'll kind of walk you step by step through what I do here. This is my red side, so I want to first go and place a ward on my blue side to make sure that I don't get counter-invaded. Or at least if I do, I'll know about it and be able to handle it properly. I place my ward here, and since this is in a nitro game, I don't really have enough time to run back, though I could if I wanted to. I also like not using the sentry ward all the time. In this match I just use my regular ward because I'm not confident in my teammates' abilities. So I start on my red camp. As soon as it spawns, I spam my abilities. I want to kill this red buff as fast as I possibly can. With Chimera, since he has so much healing, you can see that essentially every time I use my primary ability I get a bunch of health back. I start guiding the minion down towards this path. I use my smite ability to execute the minion. Now here's the big thing. I kill the small minion on this camp. Should be fairly fast. I come out of this camp with pretty much full health, and I immediately invade the enemy jungle. I could place my sentry ward here if I wanted to, because that would let me know that the enemy is actually knows that I'm here. I jump on the enemy blue buff, and I keep an eye over on the fog wall over there to make sure that the enemy doesn't come rushing in. Here you can see I'm spamming my abilities on this blue buff. I want to get it down as fast as I can, and I can smite it as well. Then I go for their 3 camp. You can see that my carry lane is putting some pressure down here, which is good for me. Now as soon as the last minion on that camp dies, I'm level 3 and I have all of my abilities. Now I'm looking for a gank here. I'm greedy, I flash in, I ambush them, and I get a gank. This is an awesome start for a jungler. You get a gank, you invade, and you get level 3. Almost as fast as if you normally did your route. So yeah, this is the alternate route to invading. It works really nice, especially if your opponents aren't warding. And you can see here, after everything is successful, I can just go right back to my 5 camp and start killing. And that's it, Brawlers. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. If you have any alternate routes, write it down in the comments. And thank you all for watching. Keep on brawling.